Hello and welcome back, trainers new and old alike. It's Blue Triceratops here, back with another Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle, and in this one it's myself going up against Shadow, an old time friend and subscriber on the channel, and we both decided we were just going to bring a bit of whatever. He's a fellow gym leader actually over there, and neither of us are bringing our gym teams. We decided, screw it, we're going to kick off with a few fun things, and he has a rather eclectic mix of Pokemon here. You'll see an Electrode, it's not often you see one of those. You see a Magmar, and shameless plug, if you want to go see what the Magmar actually is that he's using, you can click the little annotation here on the screen, jump over to that video and find out what that Magmar set is. But we are about to jump on into this one. You can see, looking at this team up against me, I've got 3 fairies. There's an Ambipom, Magmar, Electrode versus my Mega Venusaur. I have Crawdaunt, I have Blissey as a special wall, I have priority in the OU Smogon Bird, and I have Skarmory and Hitmonlee there as well. So I don't really have a lot of special attacking threats on this team. I only have a fully defensively invested Mega Venusaur to try and leech seed things down. So that's certainly a weakness there, and let's see if Shadow's able to take advantage of that as we jump in. We're gonna have a look at his team, and I realize that 3 of his Pokemon can't really deal with Mega Venusaur, and I'm not massively afraid of that Magmar, since I know if it goes for a belly drum, I'll be able to swap out quite easily into something else to deal with it. And let's go, let's jump on into the battle. So I decide I'm going to lead with the Venusaur. It's a good opportunity to get the Mega Evolution in, change that ability to Thick Fat, and throw out Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, or most crucially, Giga Drain, because I expected my opponent here to actually lead with a Belly Drum, a Azumarill. He doesn't though. He probably predicts that I'm going into Venusaur because Klefki is his best bet against it. There isn't a whole lot I can really do to force a Klefki out. So I decide, you know what, I'll just throw out a Leech Seed. It's not going to give me a whole lot of HP, because the amount of HP returned by Leech Seed is obviously proportional to the percentage health damage done to the target. So if you put a Leech Seed on a high HP Pokemon such as Snorlax or Wailord, you'll get a much greater return than if you get it on a low HP Pokemon like Rotom or Klefki in this case. So I do actually get it to go to sleep, I do get it seeded, and that's plenty, but he has taken this opportunity to get some walls set up. And I realize that that is going to most certainly mean he's going into a Belly Drum user, so I think, screw it, I'm going into my Water type, because I'm predicting he's going into this Belly Drum Klefki screen support Magmar that I outlined in the Magmar Seldom video. And credit to Shadow, he's actually the one that showed me this strategy, so all thanks to him. He's going to go for the Belly Drum anyway. He's behind the screens, so he does have quite a bit of defenses. And then he is able to outspeed me with a Mach Punch. Absolutely ruins my day. I get completely taken out. Crawdaunt obviously weak to the Mach Punch, and now I've got a +6 Magmar on the field against me, but I have a priority option which outspeeds his priority option, so I am able to bring that down. And now I'm predicting, with a Talonflame out on the field, he can either go into Ambipom to try and fake out me, but the fake out is unlikely to kill, and then I'll kill him with a Brave Bird, so instead he goes into Death Star. Death Star is his Electrode. I'm loving it. I'm expecting Charge Beam to come out of this thing purely for its namesake. Either that or Explosion, and in either case I bring in Blissey, because Blissey can deal with pretty much anything Electrode wants to throw out. It does go for the Thunderbolt. That isn't enough to get much work done at all. I get a free turn here and decide I'm going to throw out some status, because why not? Something is going to take some status. I did predict Klefki to swap back in. He doesn't actually go with Klefki, because I was going to Toxic it. He would have gone Klefki, and I'm like, okay, I'll predict his prediction. I'll go for a Flamethrower onto the Klefki instead. And no, so he brings that in. Toxic would have been nice. There's the Toxic now, but I have a choice Scarfed Blissey choiced into Toxic, and I have to decide, how am I going to be able to deal with this thing? I straight up can't. So I'm going to throw out another Toxic here, because that Lumberry activated, and there's the Toxic. He predicts it quite obviously, and brings in his Steel type is a wise move, so he gets to burn a turn of sleep on his Klefki for free. That is going to bring it closer to waking back up again, and it's no cost to him because I'm forced to switch out. I do have gin and tonic on the field. And yes, I do name all of my fighting types after different liquors and different combinations, because the strongest thing I could think of as a nickname, I swear, don't judge me too hard. Klefki still asleep. Fake Out doesn't actually do an awful lot, but that is a Fake Out into Earthquake combo, and Earthquake is much more powerful here. Klefki's going to go in, sets up a Reflect, and that is rather crucial, because he could have chosen to either T-Wave me, look for the Paralysis, or he can go for the Earthquake to set up for his next Pokemon. I don't actually get the kill on the damn thing, which is amazing. I was expecting, you know, I was just going to go for the knockoff because it would have killed anyway, or knock off whatever he swaps into, but it doesn't get the kill, and that's really freaking horrible, because now I'm T-Waved unnecessarily, and this is supposed to be a fast Hitmonlee. So in comes Ambipom. It is going to fake me out. It's going to outspeed on the next turn, and I have no option really except just to sack this thing at this point, because I mean, what can I do? I can't bring it out and bring it back in later. It's going to fall anyway. So it does get taken out. It kind of sucks. I lose my Hitmonlee for basically no reason. Shadow's really putting my back up against the wall here. Even bringing the most OU of OU Pokemon, he's still managing to surprise me. But I do bring in Frisky, the Skarmory. There's nothing that Ambipom can do, locked into the last resort. That's resisted by Steel, and this thing has more than, I think, 416 defense and Rocky Helmet, so no, you're not getting through Skarmory. I do get a chance to set up some hazards, but he brings in that, and I'm like, okay, it had Choice Scarf, that means it might have Dazzling Gleam and Flamethrower. I have to swap out, and there's the switch, and I bring in the Blissey, and I swap back my Choice Scarf back onto that. I get rid of Choice Scarf on my Blissey, and I freely swap back, because you cannot trick a Mega Stone off. So I have my Poison type in against, with its Mega Stone there, against this Togekiss. There's nothing it can do. I resist Electric because I'm a Grass type, but he is smartly swapping out his Togekiss in order to avoid taking a Sludge Bomb to the face, because remember, he now has his Choice Scarf again. He's just back into Trick. He can't deal with that, so he has to swap out and has to lose something to that, unfortunately. Reflect is going to wear off, which finally means my offensive Pokemon are back on and can do what they want. And now I realize I can go into Blissey again, because why wouldn't I? Blissey can quite easily take anything an Electrode wants to throw at it. Look at that. It's about 10% damage from a Hyper Beam. And Death Star does go down. The Toxic put on it much earlier in the match finally takes effect. It goes down. In comes Togekiss again. I wonder what this thing is going to do. So remember, he is Choice Scarfed. He knows not to bother going for the trick on the chance that I swap into Mega Venusaur. He instead goes for the Air Slash, because he was predicting my swap into Mega Venusaur, and he wanted to get a nice flying type hit on it. Can't do so because I stay in with the Blissey. He knows he's not going to stay in and Air Slash it, because he's not going to be able to out damage Blissey's recovery once I start going for the Soft Boiled, and instead he swaps into Ambipom because it's a good opportunity for him to go for a Fake Out. But he's predicting again. He's swapping back into Togekiss, thinking I'm going to swap. Didn't swap. Went in for the Soft Boiled, realized that I can take a Fake Out into Last Resort, no problem. I will just let Blissey die because it has fulfilled its thing. And for the second time in this match, I have now gained a Choice Scarf on a Blissey. You do not get to see that every single battle, but finally Toxic lands on this damn Togekiss. It has finally been brought down, and well, it will finally be brought down by Toxic. This Togekiss and its Trick Choice Scarf set has proven such a pain in my side for this game, but I realized no matter what this thing goes for, oh, don't mind that, I just knocked over the microphone a little. No matter what this thing goes for, even if it has Flamethrower, if it has Dazzling Gleam, if it has Air Slash, it can't go for the Trick again, so I'm okay to bring in Talonflame here. And there's the Steel Wing that I like to carry, just because I like to have something to take on Fairy types with. There's the Trick. So yes, it's going to trick items again. I'm going to lose my Choice Band, but I'm going to gain a Choice Scarf. Not really too much of a deal whenever you're already a priority user, but actually by taking off the band, he didn't give me an item in return. I'm able to swap out, because the Choice Scarf is obviously still on Blissey. It actually removes the Choice Band from Talonflame, gives me the freedom to go for a U-turn, swap back out, And once more, into the fray, into the breach with Blissey, just to scout and see what it is, because when in doubt, you can lead with a wall and see what happens. But I underestimated just how quickly an Azumarill can set up, and in truth, I actually forgot that he had 2 belly drum Pokemon. I figured if the Magmar was a belly drum physical attacker, then this thing might be an Assault Vest or Lumberry variant with superpower and everything else, instead of going for the belly drum. But he does get a belly drum off, which means I now have a +6 nightmare of an Azumarill on my hands to deal with. This battle was really going down all the way. It's quite a long one actually, but it was quite enjoyable. I do recognise that there's going to be a player off coming. I'm thinking, screw it, into Skarmory. Rocky Helmet will help. Poison will help. This thing doesn't have any natural recovery of its own. It likely carries Citrus Berry, but that's about it. Aqua Jet is going to absolutely ruin Skarmory's day. It goes down even with its great defensive typing. But look at how little HP this thing has left. So in comes Blissey yet again. Must be the 5th, 6th, 7th time I brought it in this battle. And I'm starting to lose count with it. It goes for a huge Aqua Jet. That one-shots the Blissey, but I still have Venusaur in the back. Down goes Azumarill, that toxic from Blissey many turns ago, finally bringing it down. And yeah, that leaves Ambipom against Mega Venusaur, I believe. So we already know that this thing carries Fake Out into Last Resort, and now it's a question of, can a fully defensive Mega Venusaur outlast Fake Out into Last Resort combinations? It will obviously be outsped, so it's going to take a lot of hits here. Fake Out does quite a bit of damage, brings it down to a quarter. Last Resort brings it to the red, 16 HP left. I decided to go for the Giga Drain rather than, I wish I had Protect on this thing actually, but I don't. Do go for the Giga Drain. That brings me back up into the yellow. Ambipom goes down, and it has been a fantastic battle, brought right down to the end. 16 HP on my last Pokemon. Thank you very much for the match, Shadow. As always, I will look forward to being able to battle with more of the subscribers, and if you would like to, you can follow the link in the description of this video to jump over to the Hideaway Facebook group, where you can find Shadow, myself, and many other trainers there, running gyms, running different battle events, and various giveaways and so on. And I will hopefully see you over there, and see you on my next video. Bye bye.